I've got a real problem with this. I think we are dangerously exposed this morning. Yaffee, though, you're among the many, and there are a lot of conservatives who feel this way, and I understand that, who are actually celebrating the demise of the bulk phone data, metadata collection devices.
Oh, I most definitely am. I slept like a baby, by the way.
Really?
But anyways, there's a couple reasons why I'm against it, and I'm happy today. You talk about military weapons and non-military weapons. I'm okay with those as long as they're used against the enemy. The problem is this was a weapon that was not only used against the enemy, but it was used against the American people.
Cite one example. You cannot cite one specific example.
Well, what I'm saying is everybody knows the metadata was collecting information from all the American people, not just the enemy.
Not listening to their phone calls, just phone numbers going out and coming in.
It's still able to track them where they're going, and it's still directed towards the American people.
I could buy into what you say if you could sit here and cite chapter and verse, one after another, but you can't even name one, and neither can anybody else.
Can you cite chapter and verse where they've used it against the enemy?
I have to believe that we've interrupted multiple terrorist attacks, and I don't want to find out to the contrary. I want all the weapons up and running, military and non-military, in the war on terror. Now, if we have a Paris-like attack in this country, and they trace it back to the fact that we were flying blind because we didn't have these weapons here, everybody is going to change their opinion, those that have the opinion you have this morning, my friend.
Well, the fact is we had a Paris-like attack in this country a few years ago. It was the Boston bombing, and they were still doing the NSA spying at that point, and we still had attacks. I've also read reports that the NSA is actually glad to be gotten rid of this program because it put too much of a burden on them. Now it puts a burden of collecting records on the phone companies.
It does, but also you got to go through the court system. What if you don't have the time, Mike? What if time is of the essence and you can't get the ruling that you need?
That argument could be made for anything. It could be made for eventually spying on Americans, like you say they're not doing now, but it could eventually be used for